Millions of years ago, on a planet called Somrus, a couple watches their daughter Nevin play around the beach. Mills gets the chance to explain to his wife Alia about a job offer he had accepted as a pilot on a space expedition for 2 years. Alia doesn't seem excited about the job as he wouldn't be around for long. He convinces her that they need the money to pay for their daughter's illness since the money is thrice his normal salary. Mills shows Nevin how to whistle with her 2 hands before telling her about his departure. The journey begins as Mills pilot a ship that carries passengers in a cryogenic-induced sleep. On the way to their destination, they witness an unexpected meteorite collision that hits the ship and causes big damages. Mills, alarmed by the vibrations, rushes down to the cockpit to send an emergency signal as he tries to land the ship safely on a nearby planet. Unfortunately, the ship crashes and splits into 2. He thinks about his daughter as he falls unconscious watching the unstoppable ship crash. Moments later, Mills wakes up as the ship detects the location as unknown. As he tries to get up, he finds a metal piece pierced into his abdomen. He painfully takes out the metal and treats the wound. As he begins to check the damages of the ship, he finds out that most of the vessels have been destroyed. After he grabs a laser gun for emergency, he leaves the ship to a pool of water as surveys the new environment. A mysterious creature sneaks behind him. He discovers the bodies of the passengers as he is devastated to find out none of them survived. After investigating the whole ship for damages, he discovers that the escape pods is on the other part of the ship that crashed on a mountain. He sends an SOS message saying he's on an uncharted territory. Mills, now feeling hopeless, grabs his laser gun to kill himself, but the memories of his daughter replayed in his head as he drops the gun. He then recovers the tapes of his daughter's messages to hear her voice again. Suddenly, the ship detects a functioning capsule close by as he rushes to check it out. He finds out that one of the passengers named Koa was still alive as he brings her out of the capsule. On their way back to the ship, Mills is shocked to see a big leg print left by a mysterious creature. It reveals that the planet they were on is Earth 65 million years ago, in the dinosaurs' age. They both made it back to the ship and spend the night. The next day, Mills gets renewed hope of saving Koa as he tries to use the ship's computer to track the other half of the ship. The computer was unable to detect the ship because of the far range. He goes outside to check out the environment and finds leftover bones of creatures, which shows how predatory the dinosaurs are. As he moves forward, he gets hit by a geyser, one of any kind he has never seen before. As he recovers, he spots a glowing signal which happens to be the other half of the ship that crashed on a mountain far away. As he scans it to be sure, he tries to figure out a way to get there. He gets attacked by a baby dinosaur. After he struggles with the dinosaur, he finally hits it with his gun severely until it is dead. Suddenly, he hears sounds coming from the wood as he rushes to check it out. He finds Koa, who has left the ship. The girl begins running as she sees him, and Mill goes after her. They both fall down the ridge where they find a dead dinosaur. As they hear a huge dinosaur approaching, Mills grabs Koa and back to the ship. Back in the ship, as he treats a cut she got while they fell, he tries to explain how they ended in another planet but realizes she doesn't speak English and the ship translator isn't working. Mills makes an illustration with a red powder to explain and points at the mountain, saying they must get there to escape. Koa draws her parents as she only understands the word family. Mills, knowing her family was dead, lies to her, saying her family is also in the mountain with the intention of keeping her calm. Mills sends another SOS message to report the survival of Koa while she watches the recording tapes of Nevin. Mills catches her watching the tapes as he turns it off and tells her they have to start moving. He grabs enough supplies in his bag as they begin their journey in the woods. They move silently so not to attract any predators. During their journey, they begin to form a bond as Mills helps Koa along the way. Koa gets playful as she throws some berries at Mills to bother him. Mills gets angry as he uses his scan-on to show Koa that the berries are poisonous and warns her not to eat them. Suddenly, a small tree falls in front of them as they hear weird noises behind them. They find a small dinosaur stuck in a sticky substance. As Koa rushes to help the little creature, Mills calls her back as he thinks is too dangerous in order not to attract any predators. He quickly helps her pull the creature out. As soon as the creature is freed, a small group of predators attacks and kills it. As little Koa cries, Mills quickly drags her out so she doesn't watch her new friend get killed. Later during the day, as they continue their journey, Mills gets worried as his injury has gotten bad, but seeing Koa makes him think of his daughter back home as gets hope to continue the journey. As they move further, Mills' scanner loses track of the mountain, so he decides to climb a tree to look for a better signal. Suddenly, he notices a bug on his hands. As he quickly tries to shake it off, the tree branch breaks and he falls down, dislocating his arm. While Koa rushes to help him out with his arms, the noise attracted a group of dinosaurs as they start to approaching them. In order to straighten his arm, Mills makes Koa step on his arm. Now able to move his arm, he grabs his laser gun as he shoots the dinosaurs and orders Koa to run. While she is now at a distance, he activates a few small bombs, blowing up the dinosaurs. As the remaining launches at him, he shoots them one by one. More dinosaurs lands near Koa as she crawls back away from them to hide. Suddenly, one of the dinosaurs from earlier attacks her from behind as Mills rescues her, shooting the dinosaurs. Unfortunately, one of the hidden dinosaurs attacks Koa and drags her with its tail. Mills quickly pursues it as he fired shots to scare the creature away. The event made Koa scared as she refuses to continue the journey with Mills, causing them to take a stop. Mills was able to calm her down as he whistles with his hands, like he usually does for Nevin. Koa whistles back with her family's style of whistling. After the bond, they continued their journey as they stopped by a cave to spend the night. Mills set up sensors around them to warn him of potential danger. He then scans the sky, which reveals a small meteorite is nearby. Koa distracts him with the Nevin's tape messages. He allows her to watch as it brings comfort to them. He flashes back to the time his wife Alia contacted him to inform him about their daughter's death as he shed tears. Later during the night, he gets woken up by the sensors beeping to warn him of a nearby threat. As he checks on Koa, he finds out a bug has entered her mouth and rushes to kill it with one of his tools as Koa coughs out the remaining. Suddenly, the sensors beeps louder as a big dinosaur appears outside the cave. Mills shoots the creature several times as they make an escape through a small hole at the back of the cave. They both check for a way out, unaware of the small dinosaur that has followed them inside the cave. They finally reach a dead end as they were both upset to discover that they were trapped in the cave. Mills finds a small space between the rocks and begins to dig to make a way out. A few hours later, Mills becomes upset and gives up as it was too difficult to make a path. Koa notices as she tries to make him continue digging, saying the word family. Mills tells her they're dead, but she couldn't understand him as she thought he means something else. Mills gets an idea and uses a few bombs to blow up the rock, making a hole big enough for Koa to pass through. He then gives Koa some of the bombs for safety as she crawls through the narrow hole. Koa finds a bigger space at the other side, so he tries to follow her. But unfortunately, the rocks collapses and he screams in frustration when he loses contact with Koa. At that moment, Mills hears of dinosaur approaching as he grabs his gun and uses his scanner to locate the dinosaur. He begins shooting at the direction of the dinosaur, but it hits him, knocking off the gun from him and taking a bite in his arm from the dinosaur. After struggling with the dinosaur, he uses his scanner to make an uncomfortable sound that distracts the dinosaur while he grabs his gun to kill it. Koa, now outside, finds a big bone and wraps it up with the poisonous berries to use as a weapon. Moments later, Mills makes it out of the cave when he sees a big meteorite approaching the planet. As he scans it, he realizes that the small meteorite he saw earlier had only been a broken piece of a bigger meteorite, impacting in a few hours to destroy the planet, leading to the extinction of the dinosaurs. He quickly goes to search for Koa as she screams when a dinosaur gets to her. She quickly hides inside a tree trunk. While Mills tries to get to her, he falls and gets trapped into a pit of quicksand. He tries to call for help, but he slowly sinks until he can no longer talk. Koa hears his call and becomes determined to kill the dinosaur. After she tricks the dinosaur and kills it with the bomb, she safely runs to help Mills out of the quicksand. They reunite with a hug as Mills explains the meteorite impact, saying they don't have much time as they have to run the remaining miles. In the evening, they finally make it to the base of the mountain and begin to climb. Moments later, they finally find the missing half of the ship. Mills turns on the computer as it reveals there is a rescue vessel coming to take them home. Koa rushes to look for her family, only to find out that the passenger tank have been destroyed. She gets angry at Mills for lying to her about her parents being alive. As she cries, Mills explains to her that he also lost his daughter Nevin while on the job, saying he can't afford to lose her too. Koa hugs him as he apologizes for lying to her. Suddenly, pieces of the meteorite begins to hit Earth as they both enter the emergency pod. Mills tries to launch the pods when a meteorite hits the ship, causing the pod to fall off the mountain as they both lose consciousness. Moments later, Koa wakes up and hits the launch button only for the computer to deny the request due to the bad position of the pod. Mills begins to wake up as he sees a big dinosaur attacking the pod. Since the laser gun fell on the ground, he risks leaving the pod to retrieve it only for it to malfunction. A second dinosaur joins the attack while Mills hides to fix the gun. With the dinosaurs now surrounding him, Koa plays Nevin tapes on the scanner as it made a hologram of Nevin to distract them. Mills rushes out quickly and kills one of the dinosaurs as the other one hit the pod to attack Koa. Mills goes after it and shoot it several times before the creature dies. With the pod now in a good position to launch due to the dinosaur's push, Mills tries to get to the pod only to get attacked by another dinosaur. He runs to the active geyser, hoping to kill it with the hot blast, but it caused only a little damage to the dinosaur. Koa appears and stabs the dinosaur in the eye with the bone she carried in her bag. The dinosaur, now moving helplessly, lands on the geyser and gets blasts in the stomach, which finally kills the creature. Mills and Koa return to the pod, which manages to take off just in time before the meteorite destroys the planet. The end. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.